Welcome to another Cardano update. So as you can see, we had a pump, and this was obviously the election pump. We just had an election. And yeah, I don't think we will continue with the third wave right here, just because we pretty much went above the previous highs right here. And if we did do that and we did not go down after that, I mean not yet, then maybe it's safe to say that we will go in the third wave move. Now, keep in mind, we got rejected by the bull market support band here again. So we'll see what happens after that. I mean, this obviously could turn into a different structure. For example, some kind of WXY structure, but I don't really want to see that. And the first wave here only has 3 waves. So I don't see why the second wave would be that complicated. So I'm expecting the third wave to get to about 41.3 cents. And then we should get a fourth and a fifth wave, and once we get these 5 waves, I will be able to confirm that this B wave right here is in, and that we're actually heading in a C wave of this A-B structure, which will be the C wave of this 1-2 setup right here. And in order for that C wave to be able to be considered complete, the price needs to get to the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here, and that is at 52.7 cents. So we obviously have a long way to go, but if you can remember what I said in my previous videos, at this point of the cycle, during August, September and October, in the previous cycle, Cardano was also going sideways, and then it pumped in November all of the sudden. And that happened because Bitcoin dominance had a correction. And if you look at Bitcoin dominance right now, as you can see, Bitcoin dominance keeps going higher and higher. It almost got to 61% dominance, which was unexpected. I mean, I'm not going to lie about this. I thought the price would react to a 0.618 extension. It did not react to that extension, so I think it will continue going higher for the next 2 weeks. And then at the end of November, we will get some kind of dump like we got in the previous cycle, as you can see. Here, we were also going up. We went up until November 19th, and then all of a sudden, we had a 7% drop on the Bitcoin dominance chart. We tested the bull market support band, and we continued going up in December. So like I said many times, it is possible that we do the exact same thing in this cycle. And if that's the case, then it is possible that we go to about 64% dominance in this cycle instead of the predicted 60%. But, you know, we don't have to do that. But we could do that. I mean, we could go to about, let's say, 62% by November 20th. This cycle, and then we drop to, like, let's say the bull market support band at 57% in November, and then in December we get another pump like we got on the previous cycle. I mean, that's also a possibility. I don't know what will happen, but keep in mind we are still overbought on the daily, and we are still overbought on the weekly, and usually when we do go to the overbought territory, we get a correction a few weeks later, so you also have to keep that in mind. Also, if you look at the monthly chart, we are pretty much overbought on the monthly, almost overbought. So I think that's actually what Bitcoin dominance is trying to do right now. I think it wants to go to the overbought territory on the monthly, and then we will most likely get a dump. And that's when the altcoins will finally get some kind of altcoin season. Now, like I said, I cannot guarantee that we will get an altcoin season this month, but I can at least guarantee that we will get some kind of correction on the Bitcoin dominance. But I can at least guarantee that we will get some kind of correction on the Bitcoin dominance chart, because Bitcoin dominance always goes down in November. So as you can see here, last year, Bitcoin dominance was going down in September and October, and then we had a dump in November and December. And if you look at what happened in 2022, we also went down in November. Now, of course, this was a bear market and Bitcoin dominance was not really doing anything here. So let's actually continue with 2020. In 2020, as you can see, we had a correction. I talked about this already. And in 2019, we also had a correction before we had another pump in December. And if we continue with 2018, in 2018, we were going up in October. And then we dropped in November. As you can see, even though this was a green wick, it still dropped from about 58% to about 53%. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance usually goes down in November, especially in a halving year. If you check out what happened in 2016, it also went down in 2016, and it continued to go down after that. So that's when we actually got the altcoin season. So I think something similar will happen again, and it's only a matter of time before we actually get some kind of correction, in my opinion. Now let's look at the Bitcoin chart. As you can see, Bitcoin just got a new all-time high today. This actually go only 4 hour. And yeah, I mean, this was not really unexpected. I told you that Bitcoin needs a third wave to the upside right here. And I told you that this is most likely going to be bullish and very impulsive. And of course, the election had something to do with this pump. But then again, we kind of needed a C wave, and the C wave is usually the most impulsive. So this fits perfectly, to be honest. As you can see, we reacted to the 0.786 support level. And right now we are pretty much trying to go to 80k, which is the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup. And once we get to that level, that will complete the third wave of this 1-2 setup. Then of course we need a fourth wave move down and then a fifth wave move up. And once that happens, and after that happens, I think Bitcoin would just go parabolic and it will go to new all-time highs like every single day for the next couple of months or even 1 year. And like I said, I'm expecting Bitcoin to top in October of 2025. So we still have 11 months left of the cycle. And I'm still expecting Bitcoin to hit about 200k to maybe 255k in this cycle, which will easily put Cardano at new all-time highs. I mean, there's no question about that. And yeah, I think it's time to celebrate. I mean, not only did we hit a new all-time high on the Bitcoin chart, but we also broke out of this sideways price action. And just like any previous cycles, Bitcoin can finally start going to new all-time highs and hopefully get to about 100k by the end of the year, like I had predicted many times. Also, as you can see on the monthly chart, Bitcoin is not even overbought and we're at a new all-time high, which leads me to believe that if we get crazy RSI levels in 2025 like we did in 2021, 2017 and 2013, then it would be possible for Bitcoin to hit even 300k in this cycle. And if you look at this chart from a monthly logarithmic perspective, as you can see, it always goes up. So of course it's going to continue going up. It's not a question anymore. And if that happens, then of course Cardano will finally break out of this sideways price action as well. And it will get a third wave. I mean, it's only a matter of time, like I said. And Cardano held support levels, as you can see. We have a 1-2 step up ready, and the third wave could literally start any day now. And not only Cardano, but many altcoins actually have a 1-2 setup, so this is the perfect time to start the altcoin season. But like I said, you can expect Bitcoin dominance to go a bit higher until, let's say, November 20th or so, and then we get the correction. If we do not get any kind of correction on the Bitcoin dominance chart in November, then of course that's going to be weird because we never actually did that. We always get a correction on the Bitcoin dominance chart in November each year. So if that does not happen, then of course things are going to change and we'll not copy what we did in the previous years and in the previous cycles. But even so, I'm still expecting Cardano to go to new all-time highs in this cycle. Now, of course, I know it looks like Cardano is not doing too well right now, but if you look at where Cardano was in the previous cycle at the exact same point of time, as you can see, Cardano was going sideways right here, and then all of a sudden it pumped in November and it pumped about 100%. Also, keep in mind, during this time, Cardano was pretty much ranging between, let's say, 12 cents and 7 cents. And it was still down about 90% from the previous all-time highs right here. And I don't really remember anything talking bad about Cardano when Cardano was down here. I remember people being bullish down here. But right now we are doing the exact same thing again. We are going sideways and we are 90% down from the all-time high. And people are bearish. I don't understand this, to be honest with you. Now let's talk about the immediate wave for a second. Like I said, if we want to confirm that the main second wave low is in, we have to get 5 waves up, and we only have the first 2 waves of these 5 waves. And right now we are pretty much working on the third wave. And like I said, the third wave still needs the C wave. And like I said many times, this could happen this month. We could get to these third wave targets this month. And then we could get a fourth wave in December, and then the fifth wave, and whatever happens after that should happen in January or so. Now, of course, we don't have to do exactly what I said. We could get these 5 waves in November, and then maybe we'll get some kind of correction in December, and then a pump in January, and that's when the real altcoin season starts. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want to support the channel, and if you want access to all about charts. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.